Roseville, Pennsylvania. Gators and Indians tip off, and we are underway, and a big block to start things off as Lowry with the rejection. And Campolo and the Gators the other way looking for the first points of the contest. McCrommon to Dunsmore, the quick pass, Campolo the open look, and it's good. Gators on the board first. Again, we apologize, our intro spilled over the opening tip by just a couple seconds, but we are underway here at Monroeville, Pennsylvania. Gateway High School, Vince Russo on the call tonight for GatewayGatorProductions.com. NFHS, our host for tonight's broadcast, as it's the 7-10 matchup. Lowry with the takeaway, a bad pass there by the Indians. We'll come into this one at 14-7, the Gators 16-6. This, the rubber match, as we celebrate a happy President's Day to you and everyone at home, or wherever you're tuned in. Now streaming, who knows where you're at, but hopefully you're locked into this one. Should be a great game tonight between two local rivals with championship aspirations. The Indians, the defending champions of 5A, the Gators trying to make it to their third straight semifinal, and that's a big help as Mykel Bruce-McCrommon lays it up and in, able to split the D there, finishes at the rim, and a 5 spot to start for the Gators, who have the early lead. Campolo hit the 3, McCrommon with the layup, now an open look from the corner, that one off the rim, no good. Pavlik able to clear the boards, and the Gators doing a good job limiting the Indians to just one opportunity as Campolo finds the bottom of the cylinder. 5 points in the early going for Campolo, 7 for the Gators overall, as they've opened up a nice lead here in the opening few minutes of quarter number 1. Alex Lowry, always so good with hands in the passing lanes, almost comes up with his second steal. Talked about, this is the third meeting of these two teams this season. They met to open the season December 8th as a part of the Jack Timon tournament in Central Catholic. Gators came away with a 6-point win, 57-51, and then right here at Gateway High School, these two teams met on January 23rd, and the Indians won in overtime, 55-48. There's a steal by the Gators and then tipped away and last touched off of what appeared to be the thigh of a Penn Hills player, so the ball will stay with the Gators. Dunsmore with the screen, trying to open things up for Campolo, and then couldn't get the tip in to go, could the senior. Big man, now the other way. Again, a batted away pass, then a foul. Getting a little handsy there under the hoop. The Indians converge on Dunsmore, who blocked, intercepted the pass, and then tried to outlet. It got tied up.
Number 4, Khalil Wall into the Penn Hills lineup.
Winner of this contest moves to the quarterfinals as Pavlik has that one denied. A thunderous block coming from number 2 for the Indians, Darian Robinson. Open look off the inbound, and Campolo couldn't get that one to go. Dunsmore almost got the offensive rebound with one hand, but a good job taking care of that one. Robert Thomas. Thomas had a big game against the Gators here in that overtime win. But it's number 11, Avon Hawthorne, that gets Penn Hills on the board for the first time tonight. They find themselves down 4 in the early going. Lowry stepped back, thought about the 3. The Gators content, as always, to be patient in the half court, to look for a real good look. That ball tipped away. Hawthorne, a few words there for Campolo, who has kept calm, cool, and collected, and has 5 of the Gators' 7 points here in the early going. Campolo will take a seat. Now Chris Settles will check in. First substitution for the Gators tonight. About halfway through the first quarter here on NFHS. Lots of good games going on tonight. We'll see if we can't keep the scores updated for you. The winner of this contest will take on the matchup. Winner of the matchup, 2 seed, 15 seed. As right down the street, Franklin Regional hosting Mars. Should be a good one over there. Winner will take on the winner of this one.
2 shots for Bruce-McCrommon.
As a foul sends McCrommon to the line. Only 2 fouls thus far in this one, both on the Indians. And both of them on number 1 for Penn Hills, Lamir Redmond. So McCrommon knocks down both free throws. He has 4 points. The Gators cash in on their first trip to the charity stripe. Lead back up to 6. It's been as much as 7. Another open look from 3, and another one goes down for Hawthorne, who has all 6 for Penn Hills and pulls them back within 3. Cuts the lead in half. Very nearly a turnover there. Pavlik now in transition. The floater too easy. And so the Gators, what looked like was going to be disaster, they're able to turn that into a fast break layup opportunity. Floater at the other end misses everything. And Dunsmore able to come up with a rebound. Pass tipped out of bounds, but it'll stay with the Gators, who lead by 5 with 3.5 left in the first quarter.
Number 23.
Couple substitutions for Penn Hills. Calix Clark, a 6-foot sophomore guard, now into the lineup for the Indians in the black road uniforms. Gators in their home white unis. McCrommon, a nice fake there. They'll get it in Dunsmore for the first time tonight. They'll get an open look. Perhaps cold off of the bench. The shot there by Chris Settles, logging his first few minutes here. Can't get that mid-range jumper to fall. Wide open look from 3. That one again hits the iron. Tough shooting performance here in the first quarter for Penn Hills. Pavlik now the other way. The open look settles. That extra pass to Lowry, wide open, and knocks it down. Alex Lowry, first points of the evening, builds that lead up to 8, largest lead of the night for the Gateway Gators. And then an easy bunny there off the mark. Penn Hills can't get anything to go here in quarter number 1 outside of a couple 3-point shots. So the Gators with an 8-point lead pull this one out. They'll take their time in the half court. Dunsmore with an open look from 3. He knocks it down. And that's going to force a timeout. Elvis Rogers and company down on the Gators sideline. Tons of energy, tons of enthusiasm as it's all Gators here in the first 5 minutes and change. Shots falling from every which way on the other end for the Gators. They can't get anything to go, or the Penn Hills Indians rather, excuse me. That's an 11-point lead here in the early going. Student section showing up and showing out. Looks like for the most part a white out with the white t-shirts. Good crowd overall. Certainly the visiting team not far to travel to get to this one, just up the hill into Monroeville for this one, for these two local rivals who are playing for the 3rd time this season with a chance to get to the quarterfinals. Both of these teams made it to the semis last season. Gators fell to Peters Township at Mount Lebanon, 62-55. Penn Hills then made it to the final and beat that Peters Township team. So 2 programs with pedigree, with experience, but only one of them will move on to the quarterfinals this year. Again, another batted pass, and the Gators putting the clamp down defensively. Great look. They pass up the corner three there. Instead, they'll get it into Dunsmore underneath, who gets fouled and will head to the line. Such unselfish play, the extra pass by Steph Ricketts, who could have pulled the trigger on the corner three, but instead passed it up to the top. They're able to get that one into Dunsmore quickly, who was able to absorb the contact, draw the foul, and get to the free throw line. The Gators are 2 for 2 here in the early going. Which, of course, means that subsequent third one is no good for Dunsmore, who hit a three-point shot just a few moments ago. Those are his points to speak of thus far. Gators went 7-3 in section play, finished second in Section 3 behind Franklin Regional, who we talked about is the 2 seed and will take on Mars tonight for the chance to play the winner of this contest. As that second free throw by Dunsmore's good. He has 4 now in the lead. A game high dozen for the Gators. Jumper from a tough angle, rattles around and falls. That one falls for Khalil Wall, who's fresh into the game for Penn Hills. Brings it back to 10. Campolo also back in. It was very nearly a carry there. The Penn Hills faithful wanted that call. There was a little bump there which caused the ball to go up. I don't know that Campolo's hand ever got under it, but it certainly was an unorthodox dribble. Ball stripped away. Dunsmore gets it back underneath, fights his way in. I think he lost track of exactly where he was, as that one hit the bottom of the cylinder, and now it leads to Penn Hills getting the board, coming back the other way with momentum. They'll slow down here in the half court again. The ball tipped away. Very aggressive defense by the Gators. Open look from 3, and again it won't go. The Indians cannot get anything to fall. As that one's taken away and laid up and in. Perhaps that's the momentum that Penn Hills needed. As that one taken away by Robert Thomas, who we talked about was the catalyst. Had 20 plus the last time these two teams played here on this very same floor. Foul at the other end. That is the 4th team foul with just 29 seconds left, 28.8 technically. Any more fouls by Penn Hills will put the Gators into the bonus with not much time left. And that's the first foul on Bryce Peeler. Penn Hills has gone to the bench. They have used a good bit of their rotation here in the first quarter, trying to find some momentum, trying to get shots to fall. Offensive rebound. Steph Ricketts pulls the trigger with just a few seconds left. Offensive rebound again. Lowry with the fake. Absorbed the contact, got hacked there, but was able to finish. No call. Now the other end, 3-point shot, in and out, and that's how the quarter will end. Absolute domination by the Gateway Gators on both sides of the ball. We'll step aside for 30 seconds when we come back. Quarter number 2, 20-10, Gators on top.
After being sidelined with a shoulder injury, 2 minutes in the box isn't so bad. Now get back out there. With AHN Sports Medicine, you're ready for what's next. Your body's rehabbed and recovered. Your legs primed to outskate your defender. Your technical skills perfected. And just like that, you're back. Oh yeah, you're back. Go next level with AHN Sports Medicine.
Welcome back, folks. Appreciate everyone tuning in on NFHS. Vince Russo here on the call, our talented crew of Lee Schaefer Jr., Lee Schaefer III, and our leader, Adam Gusky, pulling it all together as we bring you 5A boys basketball playoff action, round of 16. So far, so good for the Gators, who are on pace for 80 points in this one after a 20-point outburst in quarter number 1. On the other end, they held Penn Hills to just 10 points. A great offensive and defensive effort. Really couldn't ask for much more if you're Alvis Rogers. The Gators shot the ball incredibly well, went 3 for 4 from the free throw line, and generated a whole mess of turnovers as the Indians really struggled to get things going, and even when they did get open looks, had a hard time knocking them down. The possession arrow points towards the home team, so the Gators will get the first crack at it here in the second quarter with the ball. Starting five back in for the Gators. Lowry, McCrommon, Campolo, Dunsmore, and Pavlik. Dunsmore gets it inside. Great move underneath, and just a little too much spin on that one. He shakes his head. He knows that he had a great look there and just couldn't finish. Undressed the defender, juked him out of his sneakers, and the other end, the Indians, the big three falls there. They needed that one. Darian Robinson, his first points. Now the fourth Indian to log points as they were led by Amon Hathorn, who had 6 points from beyond the arc in that first quarter. Robinson now with 3, Wall and Thomas each with 2. Dunsmore thought about pulling the trigger again from 3. He gets it back after it's batted away by Lowry, and Dunsmore can't get the second opportunity to go. Gators come up empty on their first 2 possessions of the second quarter. Big time slam, overzealous defense there by Dunsmore. Tried to go for the steal. Thomas got behind him and is able to throw down the flush. All of a sudden, that 10-point lead has been halved. Just 5 now. An open look from 3, but that goes for McCrommon. Mykel Bruce-McCrommon now leading all scorers with 7 points. Open look the other way. That one goes down. That's a 3-point shot. The first points on the board for number 20, Cody Hunt. Each team getting some solid depth scoring. Each team with 5 different players on the score sheet. Pavlik gets an open look, falls away, misses everything. Dunsmore gets it back, has it stripped away. And a foul on the floor, as there was a lot going on there. Ball got ripped away from Dunsmore. He was able to corral it back and then was fouled. Looks like that foul call will be on Lemire Redmond. First foul for either team here in the second quarter. First personal foul for Redmond. Gators get it in, and we'll go back to work in the half court with this now just a 5-point game. Indians have been able to fight their way back into it, getting some better looks, getting things to fall here in the second quarter. But can they stop the Gators defensively? The Gators still scoring at a high clip, as that's going to be a charge the other way. Standing in and absorbing the contact from Alex Lowry's Khalil Wall, who draws the offensive foul. That will be the first team foul, I think, on the entire evening against the Gators. And the first foul on Lowry. Indians with a chance to make it a 1-possession game, and that one dances right off of the rim. And the first miss from beyond the arc for Amon Hathorn, who's been lighting it up from deep here to start this one. Gators get it into Pavlik. Now he pushes it. McCrommon from the corner. He gets fouled. He'll head to the free throw line and shoot 3. That's just at about the point that he released that. He got a slap on the arm. So that'll be the second foul on Darian Robinson, who is the guilty culprit on the foul in the corner on McCrommon. Bruce McCrommon, just a sophomore, has played some very meaningful minutes, getting the start again tonight. Now 3 for 3 from the free throw line. Penn Hills yet to shoot any free throws tonight. Gators making their 3rd trip. McCrommon perfect thus far.
Back for Penn Hills.
McCrommon here in about 11 minutes of play in this game. On the verge of, and executing there to get into double digits already. As he's a perfect 5 of 5 from the free throw line to start this one. Another timeout called. The lead back up to 8 for the Gators, who have seen that pace towards 80 points slow down just a little bit, but my goodness, are they still playing incredibly well offensively. Let's take a look at Penn Hills and their slate down the stretch. Went 4-1. That lone loss against the Shaler Titans, a team to watch in 5A as they sit just below these two teams in the bracket. The 3 first 14 matchup, that's going to be Shaler and Chartiers Valley. That game tips in about 40 minutes at Shaler. 8 o'clock tip there. We'll see if we can't get score updates throughout the evening on some of these games. And then the bottom of the right side of that bracket is the 6 seed South Fayette versus the 11 seed Bethel Park. There's a ball tipped out of bounds and will stay with the Gators. First game of the 5A bracket was one of the prelim games to get into the field of 16. Woodland Hills took down Trinity by 22. Their prize is the top overall seed Moon Area Tigers in a game that is currently in progress. Shot missed, offensive rebound by the Indians. They'll get what looked like was going to be another good look from 3, but they'll pass on that one, try and push the envelope here in the half court. Certainly no shot clock and no rush to try and get your shot. They'll get a good look there. That one just off the mark. Dunsmore with an emphatic rebound is able to clear it to Lowry. Gators doing an excellent job on the boards. Player falls for the Indians, but the Gators can't take advantage. And now it's McCrommon wide open. Hits the front of the iron, and now a one-on-one the other way. Again, a missed shot inside. Thomas gets it back. He can't get it to go. And the rebound cleared by Lowry, who somehow is able to get it out to McCrommon. Pavlik underneath, hesitates, able to float and finish. The acrobatics from Pavlik, who has 4 now. Lead back up to double digits for the Gators. They just look in rhythm offensively. Steph Ricketts set to check back in for the Gators. We'll see who he spells. Open look, 3-pointer, and it goes for Hawthorne. All 9 coming from the perimeter. Cuts that lead as the Gators to 7. Good defense, tipped away. 2-on-2 the other way. And a foul, hard foul. That one nearly fell in. It would have been a chance at 3 the old-fashioned way. And now, after the first field goal attempt from inside 3-point land, Amon Hawthorne will head to the free throw line to shoot the first free throws for the Indians tonight. That one hits both the front and back of the rim before lipping out. At the end of the first quarter, Franklin Regional holds a 3-point lead over Mars. For those tuning into this game tonight, that's going to be the next matchup. Whoever wins this game gets the winner of that one. It's the Panthers on top of the Fighting Planets by 3 after 1. Hawthorne, now the second player into double figures with the made free throw, gets 1 of 2 to go. 3-point ball by McCrommon the other way. He's the other player in double figures. Both of those young men have 10 apiece for their respective clubs. Another 3-point shot. Again, it won't go, but long shot, long rebound. The Indians are there for it. They'll get another crack on the offensive side of the ball thanks to some good work on the offensive glass. Euro step, floater no good. And McCrommon able to clear the boards and get it to Ricketts. Ricketts pushes the envelope, nice pass. Settles thought about the shot. The Gators will reset here with 2 minutes left before the halftime break. Some contact there, surprising that there was no call. And then Chris Settles gets called for tangling up with Hawthorne.
Gator foul number 13.
Looked like they might have missed one there, folks. Steph Ricketts had an arm on the hip there as he made the move to cut toward the basket. Another floater, this one again no good. The Indians initially were able to chase that one down. Now turnover underneath. Again, it's Thomas, who is so physical and so strong. He able to just force his way to the basket. And Thomas with a half a dozen. As the Gators will take the timeout with their lead down to 4 with a minute 23 left. On the other end, Chris Giles bringing the energy. That coaching staff pumped up as the Indians have played far from their best ball tonight, but still find themselves right in this one. .26 left in the first half. Franklin Regional now up 23-18 over Mars. Boy, talk about teams you don't normally see as a 15 seed. Up north of Pittsburgh, Mars, no stranger to having some really strong basketball teams over the years, and certainly a lot of continuity in that program. So that is a tough draw for a number 2 seed to have to take on a program that's been as solid and consistent as Mars over the years. But Franklin Regional up 5. We'll keep you posted on the progress of that one. Updates coming from Bill Beckner, a good friend out that way. Appreciate him keeping us updated on Twitter there.
Lowry for the Gators.
Closing in on the final minute of play here in the first half. This one going by quickly, not a lot of stoppages. McCrommon has that one erased. My goodness. Cody Hunt getting up to take that one off the board, and then a foul at the other end as Alex Lowry got shot faked out of his shoes and landed on Khalil Wall. That one's scary for a moment, but luckily both players up and all right. As Lowry, who had just entered back into the game, now going to take a seat after he picks up his second foul. Coach Alvis Rogers not trying to have one of his senior guards end up in foul trouble ahead of the halftime break here with just 52.6 left. A couple substitutions as well for the Indians, who can cut this down to either a one possession or even a 1 point game. And one possession it is off the inbound. Thomas able to get positioning and finishes easily. Now McCrommon the other end. He can't get it to go, can't get the putback to go. And my, how things have changed. Early on, it was all Gateway, and now the Indians taking the ball away, finishing, and the Gators unable to get even the easy ones to fall. And now it's a 2 point game, and the Indians will hold for the last shot here with 22 ticks left before halftime. Three-point shot off the mark. Ball still loose. Dunsmore has it. 3 seconds left. McCrommon pulls up from half court. Nearly gets it to go. Hits the back of the iron. And that is how a helter-skelter end of the second quarter brings us to halftime, as the Gators were up by as many as a dozen, but find their lead taken down to 2 as we head to the halftime break. Some stats for you before we do head into halftime. Amon Hawthorne leads the Indians with 10 points. On the other end, it's Mykel Bruce-McCrommon with 10 as well. Those are your leading scorers as we head into the halftime break. Thank you all for tuning in. We'll be back in about 10 minutes time, so don't go too far. Grab a snack, use the restroom. We'll throw it to a commercial break. When we come back, we'll get you ready for half number 2 here on NFHS.
You can shop for pretty much anything online. Clothes, food, vacations, you name it. All without ever leaving the comfort of your couch. Finally, banking can be just that easy too. With the all-new FMB eStore, you can shop for hundreds of financial products to manage your money, all from the comfort of your couch. From clicks to bricks, we've got you covered. Experience the FMB eStore in branch, on your phone, or online at fmb-online.com.
At Penn West University, we're making college make sense again for people who maybe thought college wasn't the answer. We're making college practical with programs tied to in-demand jobs that prepare you for success right away. We're making college accessible by breaking down barriers and offering more choices. We're making college approachable with faculty who understand where you're coming from and help you get where you're going. At Penn West, we're making college valuable again for people just like you. Learn more at pennwest.edu.
He's going to take it himself for a championship. A double play wins it for Frazier.
Garden to the end zone. What a catch. Mykel touchdown.
Into the layup goes at the buzzer.
Wins it. The championship.
This presentation of the NFHS Network is brought to you by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Have fun out there.
In here. Welcome back here on NFHS. Vince Russo here, taking you from the halftime break into half number 2. Appreciate everyone tuning in as the Gators, led by as many as 12, led 20-10 after the first quarter, but a strong 16-point second quarter output by the Penn Hills Indians helped pull them back into this contest as they held Gateway to just 8 second quarter points. 28-26 our score as we head toward the second half. Some scores from around the 5A bracket. Not every game in action yet. A decent amount of games starting at 8 p.m. tonight, but we have a few scores for you as we peruse social media. So far, Franklin Regional holding serve, Chalk on top, 30-21 over Mars at the half. That one, of course, meaningful because that will decide who ends up winning or taking on the winner of this contest that we're watching tonight. Elsewhere in the 5A bracket, South Fayette, the 6th seed, knotted up with Bethel Park, the 11th seed. A low-scoring affair there, 16 all at the end of the first half. And then the number 1 seed in the entire bracket, the Moon Area Tigers, taking care of business against Woodland Hills, who had to win a prelim game as the 17 seed. They find themselves down 40-23. Take a look at the last 5 for the Gators, who struggled down the stretch. They were 10-1 at one point, ranked number 4 in the state, number 1 overall. They seemed like they were going to be a strong bet for a top seed in the 5A bracket. They lose 5 games down the stretch, but were able to win 4 of their last 5, ended the regular season with a strong victory over the Butler Golden Tornadoes. And so they slot in at the 7th seed, so the 7-10 matchup here tonight. The rubber match between these two teams as we start half number 2. here on NFHS. Good pass underneath. Dunsmore waits, has that one tipped away. Lowry, Alex Lowry puts it back in. He has 7 and starts the scoring off here in the second half as the Gators try to build upon that 2-point halftime lead. Open corner 3 blocked. Not very open at all. Now Hawthorne. He is dialed in, now leads all scorers. That's his 4th 3 of the evening. Campolo answers at the other end. His second 3-point bucket. Campolo with 8. Lead back to 4. And another 3 made at the other end. Robeson now with 5. Good cut underneath and the finish, McCrommon. Fireworks to start this one as back and forth we go. Both teams knocking them down. If we learned anything from these two teams meeting twice in the regular season, this game will feature scoring and feature a close game at the end. As the first points there for Redmond. Lemire Redmond knocks it down. Campolo dishes to Lowry, who thought about the 3-point shot. We'll see who's built to withstand the pressure here as we continue on with this one. A tight game between two rivals who split their regular season matchups. Campolo has it stripped away. He's slow to get up. Hustles back into the play, and the Indians will hold on to it and set up in the half court. Turnaround shot, good. Robert Thomas, who's now into double figures with 10. Joins him on Hawthorne. Campolo gonna pull the trigger again from 3. He can't get it to go. Boards cleared. Here come the Indians. Quickly the other way. Pass off the mark. Last touch by Thomas. Gators ball. And the Indians in front for the first time tonight. A hallmark of the Gators under Alvis Rogers the last several years has been that ability to close out close games, to keep composure, to be the ones that limit mistakes at the end of games. As Lowry knocks down a 3. And just like that, the Gators back in front, and Lowry into double figures. Each team with a pair of players with 10 plus. Hawthorne thought about the 3. Instead, he dishes, open look. That one lips off the mark. The Indians get it back underneath. And a strong finish there by Glenn. It was in the starting 5 for the Indians, but gets his first points of the evening here in quarter number 3, almost halfway through. Ball jarred loose from Pavlik, now one-on-one the other way. Thomas, the nifty move, and the finish, and stares down Dunsmore after the finish. Thomas starting to heat up, a dozen now. Get it to McCrommon, who goes up top. And a blocking foul will send him to the line where he's 5 of 5. Gets up, wincing just a little bit after taking that tumble. A chance to nod this one back up as Penn Hills, after that last bucket, pulled back out in front. McCrommon and the Gators continue to shoot well from the free throw line. Now 7 of 8 on the evening. And the next one rattles home and good for McCrommon, who is 7 of 7. Hawthorne pulls up, can't get that to go. Last touched by the Indians. They're going to argue it, but it from our vantage point, was a pretty easy call. If anything, closer to an over the back than anything else. Either way, Gators ball here in a tie game halfway through the third quarter. Pavlik working hard, almost had it taken away again. Lowry with the extra pass to Ricketts in the corner. And Steph Ricketts can't get that one to fall, but Lowry right there to get that offensive rebound. A tough board by the senior. And the Gators hold. Pavlik running the point. Strong defense here by the Penn Hills Indians, excuse me. Very nearly a few turnovers there. It's Ricketts underneath. Got loose. They lost track of him. Ricketts on the board. A big bucket for his first points of the evening. That puts the Gators back in front. 2-3 zone for the Gators. See if they're able to try and put a lid on this Penn Hills offense. It's shot the ball so well. Just like that, Hawthorne cannot miss. 5 threes for Hawthorne. Indians back in front. Now Lowry going to pull the trigger at the other end. Can't get that one to go. It's top of the backboard, and that one will be turned over to the Indians with 2 minutes and 17 seconds left in the third quarter. Gators trail by 1. Cody Hunt set to check in for Chris Giles' Penn Hills Indians team. It's just 1 year removed from being the class of 5A. What a special team they had last season. 23-4. Into the state quarterfinals. As a stop and pop there. Took an extra bounce off of the backboard, which allowed that ball to hang up just a little bit. Dunsmore looked like he was going to corral it. But that extra bounce, it ended up in the hands of Robinson, who scores the basketball. And now it's a 3-point lead for Penn Hills. They've outscored the Gators by 5 here in the third quarter. And by 13 since the end of the first. Pavlik cuts the bleeding and pulls the Gators back within 1. His 5th and 6th points of the night on that 2-point bucket. But at the other end, lackadaisical defense leads to an open look from 3, but that won't go. And now the Gators with a minute left get it to Ricketts, who's going to drive inside the extra pass. They'll get it to McCrommon, and he knocks it down. McCrommon now with 17 to lead all scorers. Pulls in front of Hawthorne, who has the ball in his hands now. What does he have up his sleeve? So far, 5 threes for number 11. Gators back in front by 2. 37 seconds left. We'll see if Penn Hills decides to hold for the last shot here if they try to go 2 for 1. Shot is off. Floater, tough look. Robinson gets it to go. He has 9 now. Pavlik nearly loses it again, but draws the foul. Clean game for both of these teams. That's just the second foul. Both of them against the Indians here in the third quarter, but that is the third foul for Robinson, who's going to have to take a seat. He's really the only player for either team that's gotten himself into foul trouble, as the Gators will get it in with 19 seconds left and in all likelihood try to hold for the last shot here, knotted up at 47. Seven seconds left. Gators got to get moving. Pavlik with the floater, that's off the mark. Rebound corralled, and that is how the third quarter will end. We'll throw it to a quick break, and when we come back, boy, do we have a good finish here. Tied after 3 on NFHS.
With great brands at the best prices at Academy Sports and Outdoors, you'll always find more fun. More of this and this, and more of this and this. So you can do more of that, and that, and that, and definitely some of that, while getting together for more of that, And that. Yes. Have more fun with great brands at the best prices, only at Academy Sports and Outdoors.
Programs diversified and support network jumping. Together we're better, and your story becomes a cherished part of our collective legacy. Learn more at www.pennwest.edu.
So we'll let the Gateway Gators cheer squad take us from quarter 3 to quarter 4 along with the commercial break, and we are ready for what should be a great 8 minutes. We'll see if that ends up deciding who will move on to take on the winner of the 2:15 matchup. As right now, Franklin Regional up 35-23 on Mars halfway through the third quarter over in Murraysville. Elsewhere, Moon up 53-27 on Woodland Hills. The 1 seed Tigers looking the part. And so far in just about all the matchups, chalk holding serve as we are about 10 minutes away from the slate of 8 o'clock games starting, as a foul there against the Indians gets us started here in quarter number 4. Khalil Wall picking up his first foul. Those 8 o'clock games include the 8-9 matchup of Fox Chapel hosting North Hills as Lowry hangs, can't get it to go, and will head to the free throw line. The 4-13 matchup, Thomas Jefferson will host Section 3 foe, at least for Gateway, Penn Trafford. A 3-14 matchup, Shaler and Chartiers Valley. All those games getting ready to start here momentarily.
Roberson back in for the Indians.
Lowry knocks down the first to put the Gators back in front. They can't get the second. Lowry now with 11. The Gators 9 for 11 from the free throw line now. Pass just out of range for the outstretched arms of Robert Thomas. Boy, talk about the waning moments here this final quarter in a one-possession game. Every possession just so important. The Indians threw one away there. See if the Gators can capitalize. Pavlik with the blow-by move, the extra pass, and Lowry can't get it to go. Gets his own rebound, can't get that to go. So Thomas clears it. The Gators come up empty after a great chance to add on, and the Indians make them pay at the other end. Redmond knocks down the triple, and the Indians back in front by 2. Now the Gators pushing the tempo a little bit before deciding to pull it back. Now Dunsmore going to try to go to work. Nice move inside. We haven't heard much from the big man tonight. Just 6 points, knocked down a 3 early, had 1 of 2 free throws go in his 1 trip to the line, and his first real bucket inside there for the big man for the Gators. Nice feed inside to Thomas with the flush, his second to the night. 14 points now for Thomas. Penn Hills in front by 2. Pavlik throws it away. 3-on-3 the other way. They'll pass on the 3, and again a pass behind and out of bounds. The Gators catch a break. High scoring affair here. There's still a lot of ways to go. Final totals for that third quarter. Indians outscored the Gators 21-19. McCrommon comes back and hits another three. It's been McCrommon for the Gators and Hawthorne for the Indians. The triples falling all over the place. Gators back in front by one. The aforementioned Hawthorne. The pass just off the mark in the corner. They weren't able to get the shot off because of the bad pass. Khalil Wall was wide open. So the Indians have to reset. Foul on the floor. That's a good call. There was a bump there before that final move by Darian Robinson, and so that call be the first on Steph Ricketts, who's played some meaningful minutes here tonight for the Gators. He's been out there much of the way after that first quarter. Open look from three. And Campolo getting in just a little too close there, and on the way down, it looked like selling it just a little, Lemire Redmond. But if you're Campolo, you can't get that close. Shooter has the right to be able to land after the follow through of the shot, and Campolo got in the way there. So foul called, first on Campolo, second team foul on the Gators here in the fourth quarter. And the first free throw no good. Just a second trip to the line for the Indians, who are 1 of 2 tonight. Second one goes for Redmond. Havlick enters back in for the Gators after spelling Campolo for a moment. So Redmond 2 of 3, now has 7 points. That's good enough to get the Indians back out in front by just a point. Dunsmore now from 3, had the first one go, couldn't get the second. And the Indians clear the boards and come back, trying to build on this 1-point lead. They've been up by as much as 3. The Gators have led by a dozen early in this one. Had that 20-10 advantage at the end of one. Since then, the Indians have chipped away and trying to build on this lead. On the other end, the Gators get a stop. They're trying to get back out in front. Both of these teams made runs last year. Both made it to the semifinals. Of course, for the Indians, they're the defending champs in 5A. Havlick now open from 3. He can't get it to go. Ricketts with a big rebound. McCrommon able to fake that little juke step and steps back. Great offensive prowess from Bruce-McCrommon, who knocks it down, puts the Gators back in front. McCrommon now with 22 points. Blow by move, that one hangs up, won't go, but the Indians get it back. And Dunsmore, a great job coming back to the ball. What great help side defense. Alvis Rogers feels the pace of play getting a little out of hand on this one, slows things down, calls the timeout with 3 minutes and 12 seconds left, and the Gators clinging to a 1-point lead in what has been, since the first quarter, these last few quarters, a back and forth contest. McCrommon leading all scorers with 22. Lowry has 11 for the Gators on the other end. You got a couple, 3 different players on the floor for the Indians in double figures. Lamont Hawthorne, the sophomore, with 16. We got Rob Thomas with 14. And Darian Robinson now in double figures with 10.
Ladies and gentlemen, at the end of
still a lot to decide in this one. Winner moves on to take on likely Franklin Regional, who's led throughout that 2 to 15 matchup.
Please exit through the lobby toward the refreshment stand. And we ask that all of you please stay off the court following the game. Thank you.
Going through trying to see if we can find any other scores. Mars did go on a 7-0 run. As of 5 minutes ago, that one 43 to 34. As the Panthers are still out in front over top of the Fighting play, and it's by 9 with 2:21 left in the third quarter. Bethel Park in front 23 to 22 after 3 quarters. You talk about a defensive game. My goodness. Just 45 total points through 3 quarters. Both of these teams here over 54. Dunsmore thought about the jumper, tries to get the layup to go, gets it back underneath and is able to put it back up and in. Boy, Dunsmore's had a quiet evening offensively, but those are 2 gigantic points coming off of an even bigger offensive rebound. Putting in the extra effort to get that ball back, get himself set under the bucket, finishing strong. 3-point lead now with 2.5 left. Gut check time for both of these teams. Pass intercepted, 2-on-1 the other way. Pavlik can't get the finish to go. 2 Gators fight for it, and Ricketts puts it back up and in, and is fouled.
By number 5, Steph Ricketts.
Steph Ricketts just sort of tossed that one over his left shoulder. Didn't really even have eyes on the bucket there. Knew that if he got the shot off, he'd probably get to the free throw line, but was able to get that bucket to fall. And he's able to get that free throw to fall. 5 big points down the stretch here for Steph Ricketts, who has been out on the floor for much of this game after the first quarter. And he has looked good. Hawthorne can't get the floater to go. You can feel the momentum shifting toward the Gators. Can they take the lid off of this building with a bucket here? They get it into Dunsmore. And he has it stripped away. A nice head fake there. A little pump. Got a couple Indians players out of their shoes, but good awareness by Giles and his team to be able to knock that ball out of bounds. They'll take a timeout as we are under 2 minutes to play. Gators ahead by 6. Full timeout. These 2 teams will get a chance to breathe and talk strategy here as we come down to the dying moments. In the interim, we'll try and see if we can't track down some scores for you. We just talked about Mars trailing Franklin Regional in the game that means the most to this crowd. If these scores hold, it'll be another rubber match on Thursday between the Panthers and the Gators, who split matchups in the regular season. The road team won both matchups. The Gators would be the lower seed as the 7 seed, Franklin Regional the 2. Moon all over Woodland Hills, looking the part of the number 1 seed, 61 to 32 at the end of 3. So no upset special brewing over toward the airport, but the one lower seed that's edged out in front is Bethel Park, leading 23-22. Not a whole lot of fireworks in that one, a defensive struggle, but the Blackhawks up by 1 over South Fayette on the Lions. So, back in play. Inbound. Pavlik able to get it into McCrommon under the hoop. Gators now at a place where, more than anything, you just want to take care of the ball and bleed the clock. Instead, they turn it over, and the Indians get a chance to take a bite out of this lead. And a travel call as that ball got away from Redmond, who took steps with the ball on his back. And that is a major turnover and a huge break for the Gators, who turned it over in their own right on the offensive side of the ball. And again, Pavlik forcing the issue. He gets that one to go and now has 8. And the Gators' lead is 8. You do wonder now, with under 90 seconds to play. When the Gators get the ball back, you start to maybe slow things down a little bit. Indians have a lot of fouls to give. And all of a sudden, now after another turnover, the path is opening for the Gators to the quarterfinals. Pavlik rope-a-dopes that pass, but nearly has it intercepted. Starting to get a little freewheeling here late in this one. It's definitely not decided with 1 minute and 1 second left. Gotta mind those P's and Q's. But the Gators, you can tell from a body language standpoint, starting to feel that they might be headed to a Thursday night matchup with either Franklin Regional or the Mars Fighting Planets. Gators will take a timeout with 61 seconds left. Gators trying to get to their 3rd consecutive semifinal. We do have an upset alert. Kiski area leading Peters Township 43-33 after 3 quarters. So that would be a 12-over-5 upset as we start to see some of these scores emerging from the game starting a little bit later. So Kiski up by 10 over top of Peters. One quarter left to go in that one. 1 minute and 1 second left to go in this one. As it looks like the winner of this one will take on Franklin Regional, who now has a 16-point lead with under 4 to go over Mars. So it could be a 5A Section 3 rubber match on Thursday night. We will, from our Gateway Gator production staff, not have that game, but you can make sure to stay tuned into NFHS and other affiliates. Make sure that you can watch that game. Site TBD, that will be Thursday night. Foul on the floor after Ricketts knocks down the basket, and the pace of this one's come to a screeching halt with 57 seconds left.
2 shots. Ricketts.
And understandably, there were a lot of fouls to give for the Indians. Both of these teams have played a pretty clean game, and now they're able to get that foul on the floor and force Ricketts to step to the free throw line, where the Gators have just been excellent tonight. 10 of 12. And Ricketts does his part. Knocks down the front end of these two here. 6 points now for Ricketts. And he'll stay there after he can't get the other one to go. And then Lowry gets it back. Ricketts wisely pulls it back out, and a foul on Pavlik, who heads to the line. And with 54.9 and a 9-point lead for the Gators, just that much closer to a return trip to the quarterfinals, and revenge on their minds as part of that skid toward the end of the season included a loss here at home by single digits to the Panthers. Pavlik can't get the first of 2 to go. Second good for Pavlik. He now has 9. Gators shooting 75% at the free throw line. Quick take at the other end, and a timeout by Penn Hills after Hawthorne able to get to the bucket quickly. Gators, more than anything, just trying not to foul. That brings it back to an 8-point game here with 47 seconds exactly left on the clock. So unless we see any sort of major collapse by the Gators, they'll move to 17-6 on the season after finishing 18-7 last year. Penn Hills would finish their season 14-8. A valiant effort after they lost some major pieces to graduation after winning the 5A title last season. So you got Damar Kelly playing in Quinnipiac now, logging about 10 minutes a game up in the Northeast for a Bobcats team that currently leads their conference and is trying to punch a ticket to the NCAA tournament. Pavlik fouled with 43.3 on the clock. Chance to push this lead back up to double digits.
2 shots. Pavlik.
Pavlik knocks them both down. He's into double figures now. Quick pass across. Indians got to just catch and shoot at this point. They don't have enough time to try and look for their shot. And one more foul. That likely will be the last, as with 25.8, it's a 10-point game. Alex Lowry will step to the line. Fans from each side start to head toward the exit to get on with their evening, as this one's just about over, folks. The Gators just a few ticks away from advancing to the quarterfinals. What a stretch it's been for Alvis Rogers and company. Taking over a program that has certainly had some history, but didn't win a whole lot of games that first season. Now 3 straight seasons of winning a playoff game and getting to the quarterfinals. And certainly the Gators have aspirations of getting a bit further. We get a foul on Penn Hills. So I'll send Ricketts to the line. Looks like a few players got tangled up there, and so that brought down Ricketts. Darian Robinson, the guilty culprit, and that'll be his disqualifying foul. So he is disqualifying for the game. Robert Thomas with 4 fouls as well here in the dying moments. Ricketts back to the line. No good. So you turn your attention, if you're a Gators fan, to Franklin Regional. These two teams saw each other twice, just as the Gators saw Penn Hills twice. They split those decisions, just as the Gators split those decisions in the regular season. And so it should be a real good one, as Hawthorne banks that one in to push his total to 21, and a timeout with 7.6 seconds left, a 10-point game. So we'll have to hang on just a little bit longer here, folks, to wrap this one up. I want to thank everyone, while we have a moment, for tuning in tonight. We want to thank our crew for what's been excellent basketball coverage. We'll hope to continue to do some playoff games, or should Gateway continue to advance past Thursday's game, see if we can't continue to bring you Gators basketball. But you know, it's sort of a darned if you do, darned if you don't. This crew going to be putting together a broadcast for the swimming championships for the WPIAL. So a huge shout out to crew leader Adam Gusky, our producer tonight, Lee Schaefer III, Lee Schaefer Jr. on the camera to my right. So a lot of fun things happening here for this crew, and a lot of fun things happening for these folks here in the gym tonight that are cheering on the Gators, as Gateway getting set to put this one on ice. As the Indians continuing to foul here. They put a little bit of time back on the clock. There's now 8.2 seconds on the clock.
Two shots.
So the Gators will go back to the line. Up 10 with 8 seconds left, and Mykel Bruce-McCrommon, quite possibly the player of the game tonight. Leads all scorers, that's for sure. And that's his first miss from the free throw line. He has had an excellent evening. You see his father there at the end of the Gators bench. A family that we've talked about earlier in the season, a ton of basketball pedigree, and McCrommon just a sophomore. He is poised, if he's able to continue to grow. His grandpa there as well on the bench, another assistant coach for the Gators. A wealth of knowledge in this coaching staff, and they'll get to implement that as they try to take down the Panthers on Thursday in what should be a great quarterfinal matchup. The Gators are the 7 seed, but a couple games go a different way. They could have been ranked a whole lot higher. We'll find out what happens Thursday night as the Gators take down the Indians 70-59 here on NFHS. Led by McCrommon's game-high 23. The Gators move to 17-6 on the season and are able to generate some real momentum as they step into the quarterfinals. Penn Hills wraps up their season at 14-8. The defending champs go down in the first round, and that's where we'll leave it for tonight. Sincerely, again, want to thank everyone for tuning in tonight here on our production from our Gateway Gator Productions crew here on NFHS. Again, it's Adam Gusky, Lee Schaefer III, Lee Schaefer Jr., and myself, Vince Russo, working together to bring you tonight's contest. And so Gators move on. They'll play Thursday night against Franklin Regional, who took down the Mars Planets just down the road, so that should be a dandy. One more time for our crew. Thanks, folks. Be safe. Enjoy the rest of your week. Hopefully the Gators are able to get it done on Thursday night. We'll bid you adieu here from Gateway Gator Productions and NFHS. Have a great evening, everyone. Gators move on 70-59.